Today's video is brought to you by Grey Viking Games. Click the link in the description below to buy MTG Arena codes for cosmetics, packs, and more. Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and I just barely got one of like the reward cards as a Haunting Voyage, and I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and throw a deck together and see if I can do something here. And I am actually pretty excited with what I came up with here. So I just barely built this, haven't tested it out yet at all, so you guys get to go on that journey with me, but this is what the idea I came up with. So 6 mana sorcery, choose a creature type, return up to 2 creature cards of that type from your graveyard to the battlefield. So that's pretty sweet stuff. If you can find 2 really busted, powerful creatures, that can be really awesome. And so I was debating initially, like trying to find as many, like maybe just really big dragons that I can bring back, all that kind of stuff. But I feel like I've done that kind of thing. You know, I've played a lot of dragons recently, and this is kind of a card that I wanted to just be for a little bit extra value. And then if the spell is foretold, return all creature cards of that type from your graveyard to the battlefield instead. And I ended up with humans, and partly because Surkarna just kind of fit really well with Haunting Voyage, and Surkarna is just one of my favorite cards. It's like one of my favorite cards in Commander. I love this card. It's awesome. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into the graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Surkarna the Grim deals 1 damage to each opponent. Then I can mill for 2 mana. So basically, it does lots of damage as long as things are hitting the graveyard. And we have lots of ways to make sure that our creatures are hitting the graveyard by either milling our own stuff, milling them, killing their stuff, or we can of course deal damage from our stuff leaving the graveyard, which with Haunting Voyage that works out pretty well, where not only are we having stuff leave the graveyard, but we're actually getting them to the battlefield, which is pretty cool stuff if we get to foretell and cast it for 7 mana. So that's kind of the main idea of this, and so we are trying to cast some expensive humans, which we actually have some good ones. We have Kenrith, we have Sir Conrad, and Bosrier's Lieutenant kind of as the top end good humans for us. Acolyte Affliction also kind of works just for value if we end up casting the Haunting Voyage side of it. It's still a good one where it enters and mills cards for us, so we get more stuff in the graveyard. We can turn permanent cards from graveyard to hand. The issue with that is that we can't actually return, we don't have a way to return Haunting Voyage from graveyard to hand because it's not a permanent, but we get to still at least do some pretty fun stuff where we are, you know, interacting with the graveyard. And that's why we have Elspeth's Conqueror's Death in here, so we can have another way to bring stuff back in the graveyard, 1 Aghanim's Awakening just in case that works out for us as well, and that way we can kind of keep bringing back Elspeth's Conqueror's Death, and we at least have the ability to keep bringing back some good stuff along the way. So we have that side. Even if Haunting Voyage doesn't ever get found or work out for us, we can still make it work in general, you know. So anyway, the rest of the deck is just making sure that we can make it survive to late game. School Prophet is a perfect card for this. Black green 3/1, it ramps for us, so we have a little bit of ramp here. We have a little bit of ramp with Binding Old Gods. Binding of Titans helps us make sure that we hit our land drops, so it will also kind of ramp, not ramp for us, but it makes sure that we're hitting our land drops, which is good. 26 lands altogether between Aghanim's Awakening, Malakir Rebirth, and then all of our 24 lands here. 2 Kitesail Freebooters, just another good human, good, helps slow down the early game. Bloodchief's Thirst I found to be just a really powerful, it's a good top deck in the late game, and it's a really good removal spell in the early game. And so yeah, not having instant speed is annoying, but I've just found this to be really nice. Between Bloodchief's Thirst, Binding Old Gods, and Elspeth's Conqueror's Death, we should have a good amount of protection. The only issue we have is going wide, and that's why we have Timurit Calls the Dead in here to also mill for us, get us some extra zombie tokens out there and good stuff in general. So that's basically the game plan. All of our stuff is cheap enough that we don't necessarily have to go for hunt. Like that's kind of the weird thing with this one, is that we do want to mill, we do want to have stuff in the graveyard, but we're not going to have that be the main focus until we have a Haunting Voyage in hand and maybe some things have died. We can bring stuff back, and like we can mill if we want to, but the mill side of things also just works with Conrad, just milling our stuff over to kind of get extra damage in with that. And so I'm excited to see how this deck actually works out. Like I said, I haven't actually played it yet, but in my mind, this is decent. The biggest issue I could see us having is getting stuck on 3 lands. We really need to be able to hit Binding of the Old Gods on turn 4. That's going to be huge for us. Or an Acolyte of Affliction to be able to bring back a land from the graveyard to hand, something like that, just to make sure that we are getting up to our other cards that we can play. I can spoke right. All right. So that's it. Let's go and jump to the gameplay, see how this deck does for us, and wish me luck. Here we go. Hard up against Ralph. Or Rolf, I think is how it's pronounced for some people. I don't know. Anyway, we're going to keep this hand. And I'm going to stop talking about that. School Prophet's pretty nice. We have turn 4 Conrad or Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and throw Aghanim's Awakening tapped. I don't feel like we're going to need to hold off on that one. We have other stuff. Well, hello there, Ralph. Whatever. Mysterious egg. All right, nice. All right, so whenever this mutates, Binding of the Gods is going to be pretty good against something like this. So I've always wondered if this card would actually be a decent mutate card. You know, I've not actually seen people play it yet, but it could be. ECD actually becomes pretty powerful here as well. Kite Self-Rebooter probably not so much though. So let's just, start ramping. Binding of the Gods, kill the mutate target, or do I kill the Shadow Spear? Getting rid of Shadow Spear could actually be really nice here. And then we have ECD on the next turn to hit. Because most mutate things are pretty expensive, or like they are 4 command cost or something like that. So I think I'm actually going to kill the Shadow Spear. As weird as that is, that's the thing that like will be the hardest for us to deal with. Life gain in general, we'd rather keep ticking down on damage. Gem Razor, okay, kills the binding. We don't get the ramp, but we do get to do ECD stuffs. And then we can start milling with this guy on the next turn to try to find a creature to put into the graveyard. Interesting. All right, so ECD. Man, Skull Prophet's a good card. Why have I not been playing this? I could see it being difficult to play in most decks. Like right now with 3 colors as well, it can be a little bit difficult, but not too shabby at all. Gem Razor. All right, so they probably have a way to kill our ECD. So I think I'm just gonna go for Sir Conrad. We could take a peek at their hand. But let's just go for Sir Conrad. And put this out on green mana, I guess. Maybe I should have played out the Rebirth. I like the Rebirth to be able to protect Sir Conrad, because that is kind of like the fun side of this that I'm trying to go for. Okay, Bonnier Lurker. So they do kill the ECD. Rude. Luckily we didn't have anything in the graveyard for it anyway. Not that's lucky, but you know what I mean. You don't know what I mean? Who are you? All right, let's go. Let's go ahead and mill 2 cards. Oh, the Perilous Voyage. Or a Haunting Voyage. Take a peek at the hand. Ooh, all good things. Hydra's Growth is annoying, but let's take Great Henge. And try to find removal to deal with all this stuff. In fact, I'll swing in. Down to 15. Of course, now they just Shadow Spear and swing in. Okay, bad idea. At least they're not going for the Great Henge, though. No blocks. Down to 10. Back up to 20. Yeah, okay, maybe I should have been a little bit smarter about that. Hydra's Growth is annoying. All right, play out Skull Prophet. Wouldn't mind more black mana. I had to play this out on white for the ECD, but now I'm regretting it quite a lot. Let's... Do I want to put this out on black mana? Protection is still nice, and we can use it with the... Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and pass the turn. Hydra's Growth is a little bit annoying here. Yep, resolve. Doesn't attack. Okay, mail 2 cards. Acolyte, deal 1 point of damage. This has reach. All right, pass turn. I don't necessarily want to be milling their cards too quickly either. Boneyard Lurker is the one that returns permanent from graveyard to hand, right? Hydra's Growth gets so big though. They just have to wait a few turns. But we also could find removal hopefully soon-ish. Crystalline Giant. Yeah, if I was them, I wouldn't attack in just yet. I think it's smarter just to kind of slow the game down. We would definitely double block here. All right, so activate ability. Definitely would have liked to have that Bloodjuice Thirst there. Come on, ECD. Kenrith is pretty cool. Mill 2 cards. Oh. Alright, we only have one more voyage in the deck. Sir Conrad. Okay, down to 15. Tamarind Calls the Dead. This is interesting. They're going to be up to a 9/9 on the next turn. Get rid of Binding the Gods. I have a feeling we're gonna go ahead and mill first here. Okay, get rid of a Planeswalker. That was pretty good stuff. All right, and pass the turn. If we find a Haunting Voyage, it'd be really cool. Now that we've milled enough cards, we could actually do some pretty cool stuff with it. We have to survive like 2 more turns though. Elder Gargaroth, that's big. That's bad. That ain't great. Lifelink and Menace. That's also not good. Alright, so double block. Get the... Let's see here. So... Block. Block. We have the Wikindi Rebirth. I could use that on the Kitesail Freebooter instead. Lots of things die. They gain so much life, though. Then we have to deal with Gargaroth somehow. We have Tamarind Calls the Dead. All right, let's do this. Yeah, oops. The binding would have been really nice to have there. All right, Acolyte of Affliction. Anybody? Okay, a few things die. This re-enters the battlefield tapped, I believe, right? Ooh. That's kind of a big deal. So, whenever creature card leaves your graveyard, because I should be exiling creature cards from there to get a little bit more damage. All right, so we can bring back Kitesail Freebooter. Oh, I'd love to be able to foretell this instead, but we're dead on the next turn if we don't do it carefully. Not quite dead. And then we can Acolyte. Yeah, so let's actually just let's foretell this. Pass the turn. We're gonna be a little bit greedy here. They have Shadow Spear. We can block for 4 points of damage with the zombies. We're gonna keep the Sir Conrad. We can grab the Acolyte of Afflictions to grab all of the permanents that we need back. We're gonna mill ourselves a couple times here. And hope they don't have any pump spell right now. We'll drop to 2. We're doing what we're trying to do. Okay, block. Please don't have anything else. Okay, now we're looking for creatures. More humans in the graveyard. Even if we have legendary stuff, we should be fine. Okay, we go to 2. 2 things die. They go down to 26. All right, here we go. Here we go. Essence Symbiote. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, Haunting Voyage on human. All humans hit the yes. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. Keep this one. All right, we get a few Sir Conrad triggers. So everything to the left of the battlefield will trigger, and then because 2 Sir Conrads died just barely, have a few extra triggers there. Take the ram through. I'll take that for sure. Acolyte of Affliction can help us find. I think it's ECD now. Okay, no attacks past the turn. Gargaroth that we still have to block pretty effectively though. This is still not, we're not safe here. Oh, this is hilarious. I'm not sure if we win this game, but we did cool stuff, and that's what matters. All right, plays out Nylea and then mutates. That's my guess. Auspicious Strix. Ooh. We need to get rid of the Great Henge as well. It draws him so many cards. Shadow Spear there. Okay. How do we keep our life total high enough? We have to block pretty effectively. So we can double block here. We can block here. They can give get ram through back and have it for anything. All right, so let's put 1 there. Yeah, I think we still lost. It was fun though. We can put these guys here. So I have to have the toughness high. We go to 1 right now. We have. Oh no, I don't need 1 there. So we can go to 1 like that. Sure. Gosh dang it. And then we can ECD the Great Horn or the Great Henge. Great Horn we're going to have to hit. Okay. Things die. So Conrad triggers. They gained a ton of life. They found the second Shadow Spear. We even prioritized that in the beginning. You don't have any more voyages, unfortunately. Land is an awful, awful draw there. ECD. So because of Shadow Spear, we have to hit the Great Horn. I guess we can attack in. Down to 19 cards left, down to 17. Yeah, we're still losing this. I want to play this one out though, because this has just been an insane game. Nylea. Oh, that's right. Not a creature right now. Take that, fool. They can't even Bonder's Enclave. But they can use Nylea's ability, so that's not good. Let's use Thirst. Castle Locthwain would be. Oh no, we can't use Castle Locthwain, right? We'd be dead. Okay, down to 15. Is there actually a way that we pull this off? I doubt it. So I think what we got to do is we need to grab the Acolyte of Affliction or the Kenrith with this, because Kenrith can bring stuff back from the graveyard as well and gain us life, and that's a big deal. Flippin' Scavenging Ooze, they just, oh my gosh. Oh, for the love. That's your top deck is a Scavenging Ooze? Yeah, okay, we're dead. And the ram through and the game. Okay, good game. Yeah. They technically would kill us on the next turn, but For the love. Bletchy's Thirst would help a little bit. They take the one thing out. They had 1 mana up, so they take whatever thing we target with, else with Conqueror's Death. Oh, that was dumb. I should have waited to see what else I drew, because I could have drawn like another ECD or something, but oh man. Up against Muad'Dib, and I like this. School Prophet on turn 2 is pretty epic every time. If we can get it, we do it. Do it. Oh, dude, I totally forgot about Arching's Vessel. That's another human we should throw into this. Maybe, I don't know. I'd rather have interaction, and this is just like a card that can work on turn 6. By that point, we can play better things. Ooh, I like that, though. Let's throw this one out on green, actually. Actually, let's see here. Yeah, throw this on black, because I might need the double white. And this can add green mana as well, so... So Acolyte Affliction can mill 2. Help us find something. Kitesail Freebooter. They're probably going to be playing more creatures in general. Demon Disciple. That's annoying. I have to pay 2 for this. Oh, I really, really want... Alright, let's go Kitesail Freebooter. Take another Pyre. Pass the turn. Alright, Binding of the Gods is pretty nice. If we play out Lurrus, we can kill that. It's all based off of the same creature type that shares a creature type with the sacrificed creature. So you can be playing multiple things as long as you just make it work out. Yeah, Arching's Vessel is really annoying. We might need a Binding just to kill that. Yeah. Sad as it is, I think that's the right play. We have School Prophet for the other colors. Yeah, let's throw it on white. Binding of the Gods. Kill... Man, I don't feel like it's good to leave Lurrus out that long, though. But we also can't take 5 here, so... No attacks, pass the turn. So are they running a cat or something as well? So when they die, they can exile instead, and they can cast it as long as it... Down to 13. That's decent. That's a not bad top deck. All right, so Bazir's Lieutenant. Can block here with this. Yeah, Bazir's Lieutenant gets the counter. Swing in. Trana. Okay, this will sacrifice. We can bring it back with Acolyte of Affliction. Ugh, those are good cards too. Bring back Binding. Pass the turn. We don't want them to be able to cast this. So what does it say? So if a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, exile that card with an ice counter on it instead. What does this one say? All right, so whenever it attacks, defending player chooses a non-legendary creature in your graveyard. Return that card to the battlefield with additional +1/+1 counter. Sacrificing that so that it dies and they can come back as this hits. Which... Oh, it's just when it attacks. That's right. I don't really want to give him the... So how's this? So you may cast a spell from among the cards in your exile. Oh, come on. Don't want to give him anything good. Maybe like Acolyte Affliction also kind of works well for them as well, though. Definitely don't want to lose Kitesail Freebooter. What do we kill now? So many good things. This deck is kind of busted. Yeah, I guess we lose Acolyte. They say no blocks, take 1.5 million. They can play Acolyte now. Bring that back to hand. Or another Draugr. Do we get rid of the Draugr here? McKinney Rebirth is interesting. I wouldn't mind a land. All right, so we have Haunting Voyage. Although everything gets exiled as long as this is out. They have another one now. Dude, how do we beat this? This is insane. And I feel like this isn't something that would happen typically. This is just good running. Okay, binding. Because we actually have been playing decent. This is a cleric, so they get to bring back a cleric from the graveyard. They don't have a cleric from the graveyard. Wait, do they? They do. Oh my gosh, yeah. See, so it dies, but then it also gets exiled. Oh no, it doesn't because we got rid of the other guy. So, sure. This is so funky. Yeah, I think we've lost this one. I don't see a way that we can make this work again. Just the Draugr Necromancer is really good here. The protection from multicolor is going to be pretty nice here. This way we can trade it off with one of these guys. It's a token that we can block with, so it should be fine. We're just dead on board though, unless we block with Kite Cell. This is just funky. This has been crazy. Is this a cleric as well? Oh, you're welcome. Here's another cleric for you. Oh my gosh. Dang it. Let's see what else they have with Pyre. Lose. It's got to be this so we can block. They didn't play out the Draugr first, so they don't get that. So they don't have anything for 5 mana. Okay, I guess it's probably Drana, but they don't have it now. Oh my gosh. Dude, what? This is busted. It's so good. And now they can play a Kite Cell Freebooter. With land, we get Perilous Voyage. Yeah, okay, we're done for. Good game, you got us. I was cool to see what their deck was doing. Is it just clerics? Are they also running the angel in there as well, just to gain a little bit more life? Maybe, I don't know. That's a really weird deck, and I liked it. All right, up against Time Frog, and we'll keep this. Yeah, we'll keep it. We kind of have to survive to get to Binding of Gods, but I think we can do that. Arcane's Vessel. It's just gonna be like a similar deck we just played. Uh-oh. Clerics are always pretty dang great. Gains life. Kill this one. Triumph tapped. Pass the turn. Alright, that feels pretty nice. I think these are like our first basic lands we found in these 3 games. Veto. Alright, take 2. A good 3-drop. Not so. Foretell this. Pass the turn. Make him feel like it's a Doomscar. Okay, take 3, down to 14. I really like the whole Binding the Gods, wait for it to go away, Acolyte Affliction, bring back Binding the Gods. Like, that feels like a pretty sweet little combo that we can do there. I like it lots. I like it a lot. And it still mills cards for us, so we can eventually get to this Haunting Voyage and make it be youthful. Okay, Basri's Lieutenant. Play out Forest. And the cool thing too is that once we get up to enough mana, we can start using this and keep going. And then there, you can get to like ECD, keep bringing this back, keep doing that. It's just fun. Bloodjuice Thirst. All right, we get a 2/2. Would have been like to be able to keep it alive until this came out. Another Bloodjuice Thirst. Okay. Just to get for 1 point of damage, I'm kind of okay with that. This goes away. Kenrith. I think what I do is I go for Acolyte of Affliction though. Mill 2 cards. Bring back Binding. Pass the turn. Yeah, that's fun. Hollow Priest. Okay, up to a 2/2. Kill it now so that they can't bring it back right away. I want the ramp from this. I'm a little bit worried that they're just going to bring this back right away. I want to still ramp though. So kill Hollow Priest. All attack. Call of the Death Dweller would be the worst thing. And that's what it feels like this is. Yeah, Call of the Death Dweller brings back Vessel and Priest. Or Cleric of Life Spawn would actually probably be better. Ooh, Aghanim's Awakening. Even worse. Alright, now I think we go for Kenrith. Yeah, Kenrith this turn. Put a counter onto... This doesn't matter yet. Pass the turn. We're going to take 5. We can start gaining quite a bit each turn. Okay, no removal. We can kind of dodge Heartless Act. Ooh. That's lethal. Dang it. Yeah, it's games. So because they get to gain life, oh man, we keep having like amazing games that we keep losing. This is really annoying. Oh gosh. We had like the hard lock. Now Veto does 7 more points of damage to us. So exactly enough for lethal. Oh gosh. I was maybe a little bit too greedy with the Binding of the Old Gods. I felt like they were going to have some way to bring back the stuff. I should have held off for it and not killed the priest. So that was the misplay. Bummer. All right, up against Mario. It's me, Mario. That's a good name to have. Jeez, I want that. Sweet Hand, Triomen to School Prophet, or one of these if we feel like we need it. But I'd like to get it to Kenrith quicker. Kenrith is just good. It would be nice maybe to be running some world trees just for Kenrith to be a little bit more versatile in this deck. That's all that we would need for him to be really powerful too. So like maybe like 1 copy world tree in this deck or 2. Just for the occasional time Kenrith can start drawing cards and ramping in as well. You know? You guys know. All right, not worried about that just yet. Let's go for School Prophet. Start the ramp. Get the ramp a-rollin'. I could see Vivian also being decent in this deck. Okay, Kite Self Freebooter. I have the Call of Death Dweller. Blizzard Brawl is annoying. They don't actually get indestructible until they have more snow permanents. Call of Death Dweller is probably the most annoying of these. Although they just bring it back with the Blizzard Brawl anyway, right? We can Bloodchief's Thirst now. Let's go ahead and just foretell this. The Blizzard Brawls right away. They both die. They get back Call of Death Dweller, that's fine. Bloodchief's Thirst is a nice draw. And now they shouldn't have removal for the Kenrith. And we can bring creatures back each turn and whatnot. Mire Triton, okay. Okay, Bloodchief's Thirst. Swing in. Down to 17. I might want to just hit a land here since we have that Haunting Voyage for later anyway. Binding of Gods. All right, perfect. Sweet. That's the mix between removal and land. I like it lots, dude. Binding of the Gods is such a good card. I actually really like this combo. If I found anything with this deck, it's just that combo is actually pretty cool stuff. Moss Viper. Foretells something. Alright, Bloodchief's Thirst. Hold on to the binding. We have one land away from the Haunting Voyage. Not a whole lot of things milled though. I can return Kitesail Freebooter, or I can just put 2 counters onto these creatures and swing in. And then we can most likely find the lands to get up to Haunting Voyage eventually anyway, so let's just put pressure on. Yeah, man, I would like one World Tree. It's another absolutely just tap land for this deck, but being able to give Trample and Haste everything too when we Haunting Voyage would be pretty sweet. We can bring it back from the graveyard with Acolyte Affliction if we do need to find World Tree. So I think 2 copies in here somewhere. We're running a few extra swamps, and so maybe it comes in there. Interesting stuff. Blizzard Brawl. Oh, they're putting the counters on. Now that they're down to 5, we can put counters onto any of the things that we need to block. So we actually do have lethal here. Oh wait, they gain 2 life with Mire Triton. Never mind, not quite lethal. But we kill one of them and we're good. Okay, Binding of the Gods. Hit the Mire Triton. We're kind of okay with stuff dying too. Okay, gains Hexproof until a turn and gets a counter. Alright, we know that we have Haunting Voyage. Oh, I should not swing at the Skull Prophet, maybe. Because now we don't necessarily have it. Darn it. Oh well. Counter here. Down to 3. We get a land, so we can at least get it in a couple turns. And if we do find land off the top, then great. But Blightfang, cool. Wizard Brawl, also cool. And there's the land. Nice. All right, Haunting Voyage on human. Yes. Oh, it's so fun. We'll also bring back a Basri's Lieutenant. I didn't get a peek at the hand because it has a... Gotcha. It was a Foretelled card. And good game. Yes! We got there. We finally made it work one time. We have to be up against a janky deck. I mean, actually, there's a lot of pretty janky decks there, but that was fun stuff. All right, so this deck is actually really fun to play. I had a blast playing it. Is it competitive? No. We definitely lost 3 and 1-1, but those are some of my favorite games I've ever lost. Like, this deck was really cool and did fun stuff. We got to see the Sir Conrad side of things in the first one. We didn't really see it ever again, which was a little bit unfortunate, but it did combo off and we did like tons of damage with Sir Conrad. But they also just gained like 50 life that game, and so it just didn't work out. We just were up against the wrong person, you know. But overall, the deck is fun. I feel like we didn't see that many ECDs. We didn't see a lot of pieces that we're looking for a lot of the time, but we found like 2 Kenris every game, and that was cool. Anyway, overall, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.